So you can probably tell that we didn't stay at a state park campground this week. A little bit different than some of our usual videos, I would say. We stayed at Hilton Head National RV Resort, just nestled on 97 acres. It's actually in Bluffton, South Carolina, right next to Hilton Head Island. Just minutes from there, the beaches, and it's even near Savannah, technically, offering easy access to low country attractions. And there's also an adjacent Hilton Head National Golf Course if you brought your clubs with you. So this place is a resort, as you can tell. It features spacious level sites for all RV types. Obviously there's a lot of big rigs, Class A's, but we saw travel trailers, big, small, of all types, I'm sorry. They have resort style pool with a cabana, tiki bar setup, clubhouse, fitness center, on-site bar and restaurant, fantastic laundry facilities, and a well-stocked store, camp store as well. And we've been generally staying at state parks and national parks with a couple of KOAs kind of peppered in there. And that's our plan. We want to. We like state parks, and I think overall the state national parks, you get a little bit more nature involved in some of these private sites, but we've stayed at a few, but nothing this nice. And this isn't going to be a typical thing for our travels by choice, but my wife booked this for my birthday to kind of make it a little bit different, and it was nice. So when you come in to the RV resort, there's a gatehouse for check-in. And when you first come in, you pull over to the side and you obviously walk in and you check in. And I understand that check-in is open till 7 p.m. and they provide you with an escort to your site, golf cart escort to your site. They actually called us a little before 5 p.m. when we were traveling to Savannah, just to verify that we were still going to be there before 7, which we were. It wasn't a big issue. And I understand that if it's going to be after 7, technically you can get in between 7 and 10 p.m. They'll just have to schedule someone to come up and escort you back versus someone working the gate, because the gatehouse will be closed at that point. But I've been told that if you show up after 10 p.m., you're kind of out of luck. So you're allowed to stay right there outside the gatehouse, and people have to do that evidently, and they'll stay in their RV until the next morning when the gatehouse opens and then be escorted. So get there before 10 and preferably before 7 as the staff likes it. But amenities galore. I mean, it's a resort, right? So we expected this. We've done our research before we showed up. Huge pool, lazy river runs all around it. There's a dog park on site. You know, we spent a lot of time at the pool, tons of time. We were at the pool every day, sometimes more than once. And they have a little tiki bar right there on site. Now these hours, so we're in September while we're here. These hours are probably a little bit abbreviated with some of the things versus the versus the summer season hours. But they had a tiki bar that was open till 6 p.m. They had some drinks and some beers and so forth. And then at the pool house and a couple other places, but they had gorgeous restrooms, shower house, kind of a set of shower settings, marble floors, all the finishes you would want in a bathroom. And this is kind of an RV resort, which compared to some of the state park campgrounds, shower houses, it's a drastic change, but welcome but drastic. And okay, the state parks are fine too, but we knew this was going to be over the top fancy. Very clean park as expected. The shower houses and the bathrooms, cleaning staff was there multiple times per day. I don't know if they just kept a track on how many key cards accessed in and out, but they were there multiple times a day cleaning. You know, you never walked into a dirty room by any means. Not to mean that campers were being dirty, but it was just very, very well taken care of, top notch. And we have you get these access cards when you check in, and they're kind of your do-all cards as a resort. So they would get you in and out of the gate, I believe, but the gate was open while we were there, so we didn't have to use it for that. But it gets you in and out of the laundry room, it gets you in and out of the bathroom, the shower houses, some of the other stuff, the amenities, dog wash, gets you in and out of that. And then it's also what you use to pay on site. So when you go to the restaurants or the tiki bar, you just give them that, and they use it to run the credit card that's on file. and that's really the only card you need to carry with you to the pool and the restaurants and so forth. But the campsites, so we had a back-end campsite with full hookups. They're all going to be full hookups with a resort like this. So 50 amp service, we had a 50 amp plug, a 30 amp plug, and then a couple 120 volt 20 amp plugs, and then sewer obviously, and then water, but real clean. Concrete pads were double wide essentially, tons of room. I believe we paid, it's not cheap, right? So when we stayed at Poinsett State Park with the video prior, which was bare bones, right, and not full hookups, it was like 26 bucks. But that's probably the cheapest state park we've ever stayed at per night. So this one I think was around $111 per night. But you might be surprised, there's some other private campgrounds out there that are almost the same price with not near the amenities and not near the nice setup. Everything here, of course, is paved, right? There's no dirt or sand anywhere. We haven't been out of the dirt and sand for months, which is just part of this process and these sites that we're going to, and being down here in South Carolina and the sandier places. But everything's paved, everything's super clean. There's just constantly staff taking care of things. Real nice. So the grass is strong. They've obviously got irrigation systems running. The grass is manicured. They had irrigation running. We saw them in the mornings, different parts, and they rotated pretty much every night. They were on it every morning. And it's pretty hot right now, but the irrigation system, they even ran in the dog park. Our standard poodle Lily insists on going to the dog park in the morning because she knows it exists, and usually the water is soaked and she comes out like she just jumped into the lake or the ocean and loves every second of it. So they water the dog park, which it can tell. This would be all crunchy and brown if they weren't taking care of that. Then they, out there by the dog park, they also have an ice machine pre-bagged. Pretty cool. It's essentially a cooler locked up with the bags inside, ready to go, and then you can use a credit card to pay or Apple Pay if you have that, touch to pay. And it's open 24/7. The bags were about $1 more expensive than most state parks, I should say. It was $4 a bag. It looked like about 7 to 10 pound bag. I don't recall which, but it was open 24/7. It would tell you right on the machine how many bags were left inside. It count, what it presumed was being taken out per transaction. And then they had a few walking paths. There was one gravel walking path that went behind our site, which was nice because it had shade from the trees, and then keep the dog's paws safe off the asphalt. They actually had a couple signs, and one over by the dog park that would tell you, estimate if the air temperature is this degree, then the asphalt temperature is this much more. And a lot of people don't understand that you can damage your dog's feet walking on this hot asphalt. And the sun was out, it was pretty hot, but this dog path was shaded in gravel and we could get around that. So still take some walks outside during midday and not have an issue. And then up by the dog park and the side building there, they had a laundry facility, and the laundry facility is by far the nicest we've ever seen in a campground. I mean, they had tons of units, tons of washer and dryers, stackable washers and dryers. They were high end. It was clean. The room was clean. They had a TV up showing some different things going on in the park. They had some awesome music playing, some Rat Packs, some Frank Sinatra stuff going on. A little easier to fold towels with Frank playing, in my opinion. But and then $250 a load, $250 to wash, $250 to dry. Now I've seen it cheaper at state parks. We've seen it for $2 at a state park, but I can tell you where I'm at right now. It's $250 a load here, and not that they're the worst washer and dryers, but it wasn't like the Hilton Head National RV Resort. Fantastic laundry room. You almost want to get your clothes dirty just to do some laundry there. You've seen some of the places we've been, but of course, as expected, top notch. And so they have golf carts. So we rented a golf cart. That was extra. I don't know exactly how much we paid. I'm sure it's not cheap because we were there a handful of days. It's probably 40, 50 bucks a day to rent their golf carts. And they're all electric. Looks like newer club car electric carts. And they you can't bring in golf carts from outside. So some of the state parks will let you take care of bring in whatever you want, kind of a thing. This is regulated. You have to use their carts or nothing, and they're all GPS regulated. So what that means is there's certain parts, you know, by the playground, by the pool, by the dog park, where you'll actually get speed limited automatically when you're coming into those sections. It'll slow you down to like 8 miles per hour, which is fine, but it is funny. It's got a screen. It'll tell you all that. You know, watch out for kids and pets, and so they're all regulated, GPS tracked. They ask you plug them in every night, of course. And there was a section in the back called the Water's Edge, which is like a private adult-only section to this resort, and you couldn't enter with the golf cart. So if you weren't staying in there, it would tell you and give you a warning and slow down. And it would essentially shut off your forward drive, and you had to put it into reverse. I tested it once just because I was curious on how accurate it was. And you have to put it into reverse, but you're not allowed in there. So of course we have a son. We wouldn't be allowed to stay in there. But if I wanted to go see Water's Edge on a golf cart, nope, you can't. You don't get to see it. You have to book it, I guess. But we were able to get a little bit of footage from above Water's Edge. It looks similar sites, I think. They have their own clubhouse, I understand, smaller clubhouse, and there's a separate pool, and there's a little hot tub there. But overall, it's just probably a quieter place without kids. But during this time of year, it wasn't full. I mean, we had people coming and going. We were there a handful of days, but it definitely wasn't full. There were certain sections that got busier, but it wasn't that. I guess there's some kids in the pool on the weekend that maybe these others don't want to deal with. But so if you like resorts, but you don't want to hang out with other people in the resort that may have kids, then there's a separate section for you. It's a few bucks more, I understand, but a separate section for you. Let's see here. So I'd mentioned the dog bath area and using the key card to get into the dog bath. So this was awesome. It's right next to the dog park. 3 commercial dog bath stations. There's 2 large dog stations and 1 small dog station. All stainless steel, very nice. Sprayers, you know, built into. Just one more amenity that we got to enjoy. We gave Lily a bath on the second of the day before we left. Get her all clean. She's pretty good at baths. She gets a little crazy when you dry her, but she's sitting still. But it was just nice. We've been to a KOA that said they had a dog bath, but really it was just a hose hooked up outside, which was fine. We used that too, but this is full-fledged dog bath. Like I said, you got Rat Pack music playing in the background, air conditioned, you know, tile walls, and just a super nice amenity. No one else was in there when we were there, but fantastic. You know, we were able to take a advantage of that. So there was some wildlife, and I actually hit the jackpot on this one. So since we've got into South Carolina, we've been talking, my family's been talking, we want to see an armadillo. We haven't seen one. We thought we saw one dead on the side of the road, but it was just a raccoon when we were coming into Poinsett State Park. And we've wanted to see an armadillo. Never seen an armadillo. It might sound goofy to people from the area, but you know, we're up in Ohio, we don't have those. So it was just something we wanted to see. And then on our last night here, I'm outside packing some things up. Actually, it was dark because the bugs, not necessarily mosquitoes, but some of the gnats or something were out. So I had most of the lights off on the exterior of the RV, and I heard some rustling just nearby, and I grabbed my flashlight and I found an armadillo. Not far from our campsite, just behind us. Actually, it was between us and the walking path that runs behind our site. But there was some sort of armadillo domestic cat gang thing going on. There was a cat with it, and they were hanging out. And now the cat, if you see if I got it on video, the cat kind of leaves quicker, and then the armadillo just hangs out. So I'm not sure what type of mischief they were getting into or what their plans were, but evidently, you know, house cats and armadillos are friends, at least sometimes. And yeah, pretty pumped. Got to see an armadillo. So my wife and son were a little jealous that I saw it first, but I got it on video so I could show them that night. But you know, overall, this is an RV resort. There's nothing not to like about this place. I guess if you just didn't want to spend $111 per night, but you obviously know that coming into this. I mean, it's fantastic. It's clean, you know, calm. The amenities, the pool was fantastic. The lazy river, taking advantage of all that. It did feel like a vacation away, just because it was a little change of pace for us. And there's plenty of stuff to do too if you wanted to. Like I said, you go off next door and do that route, and then obviously go into Hilton Head and the beaches and stuff. We hung out at the resort mainly. Had a couple errands and went to a grocery store right there in town, and to Bluffton. But and there's stores all around. It's very populated, so there's hardware stores, large hardware stores, electronic stores and grocery stores, everything there to kind of get packed back up when you're full-time in the RV. Sometimes it's nice to be around some stores to get everything done, get all your laundry cut up, get everything cleaned up before you hit the road again. But I think it's worth a stay if you're looking for a luxury resort in your RV. This is a spot I would recommend. If we're in the area again and looking to spend that on a night, then I definitely would go back here. Real nice, great place. So up next, we're heading to Skidaway Island State Park into Georgia. It's in Savannah, essentially, area, and that's not far here from the Hilton Head area. It's a short drive, and just over the border. And looking forward to that one too. I'll get that out, getting some footage. That's actually where I'm at right now. As you see, it's a little more wooded here. No lazy river pool, as you can imagine, but for state parks, so far so good. We got on the bikes last night, did some riding around, and gonna do some more exploring today, and then we're gonna go spend some time into Savannah. It's right here, so we're looking forward to some historic Savannah stuff, and I'll get that video out when I can. All right, talk to you soon.